What's up? So I'm going to be explaining a concept here about how to tell how many rotations something is, or not necessarily that, but what you should classify it as, or what you can classify it as, like whether it's a single, a double, or whatnot. And it's about spotting. It's about how many times you spot after takeoff, or how many potential spots you have after takeoff of your target or your landing. So I'm going to use Mike as an example. There's a J-step dub. Now here's it in slow motion. Now watch. One spot, two spot, three spot. All dubs will have three spots. Now here's the same thing as a dub dub. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All dubs have three spots. Now this next one's awesome because it'll have a dub and a 0 and another dub. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. So even though it's a wrap dub and it's not technically the full rotation, it still counts as a dub. Now watch this. Even the hyper dub still only has three spots. All zeros have one spot. Watch this wrap dub. 1, 2, 3. 3 spots. Now watch it again from the side swipe. 1, 2, 3. And again with the dub dub at the end. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All dubs have 3 spots. All singles have 2. All zeros have 1. And triples have 4. Now let's apply it to vert kicks. Look at this next clip. Mike Guthrie is going to do a cheat 9 double. Same rotation as a cheat 9 into a cheat 12. So let's count. 1 spot, 2 spot, 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot. And that's why a cheat 12 is a double and a cheat 9 is a single. Again, another example. Tornado has only 1 spot. 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot. So Tornado cheat 12 is a sing dub. Now you're going to notice something interesting about hyper hooks, because the spot for a hyper hook is not the same spot that you use for a round kick. It almost spots the floor like you do on a hyper. And generally speaking, if you can get a big spot in, it'll make your hyper hook way bigger. Now, if you notice in this clip, you can really tell the difference between the two different spots. And that's why a hyper hook is in between a single and a dub. So here's a tech hyper double full, and you can really see how the spot is mainly just the landing. Even when he throws the hyper hook, you can tell that it's just your head will spot the floor. It'll spot your landing, the hyper landing, and then the kick will come out. Okay, here's an example of what happens if you can't get to that spot fast enough. It looks like this. So there's like some weird stuff that can start happening when you combine vert kicks with invert tricks. Because a tornado normally only has 1 spot. But if you swing a tornado, you're going to probably add like a 180 to it, and then that eagle will probably also have a spot. So here's kite. Tornado, 1 spot. Swing cork, 1, 2 spots. Cheat 9, 1, 2. So that tells you that a cork and a cheat 9 are both singles. Now some tricks actually combine those two aspects in one trick, like a cheat 9 snapu, for example. So this is going to have 1, 2, 3 spots because it's a dub, but notice that the third spot is not the same spot as the spot for the kick. But the reason why you still count it as a completed rotation is because he actually twists past the third spot and adds 180. Okay, this next clip will really illustrate the difference between a hyper spot and a completed spot. So cheat 7 has 1, 2 spots, but they're not the same spot. Snapu round, a cheat 9 equivalent, has 2 spots that are both the same spot. That's why a cheat 7 is not quite a single, but a cheat 9 is a single because it's 2 complete spot rotations. So this trick has 1.5 spots. The next trick will have 1, 2.5 spots. There are some weird exceptions, sort of, when you start to combo a lot of hypers and wraps and such like that. The spots actually blur with the transition, and it creates sort of like a hybrid spot where you land while you're spotting and transitioning into the next trick. For example, you'll notice that in a lot of these hypers, he doesn't get all the way to the second spot, the complete spot, until he lands it, and then makes it past the half spot to the complete spot. So if we understand all that, then we should be able to tell how many spots a triple will have, which should be 4 if it's following the same pattern, even if it's a tack triple. So let's look at a tack triple full, the one and only. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. So all triples are going to have 4 spots after takeoff. And that should about sum everything up. That's how I look at pretty much every trick. That's how the full matrix organizes things, and that's how you can tell rough difficulty of moves. And if you can do a box cutter, then of course you can do a full hyper hook. It's just a matter of learning the lower body transition.